Hello and welcome to the 2023-2024 NASCAR Lionel Cup Series Daytona Duel number 2. Yes, our first Daytona Duel went off barely without a hitch, with Chris Buescher winning over Daniel Hemrick, who spun out on the final lap. And now the first part of the grid is set, and now we're here to set the rest of the grid for today's race. And without further ado, let's get to your starting lineup for today's race. Starting on pole today is the number 48 of Alex Bowman, and behind him is the number 12 of Ryan Blaney. Then you got two super speedway aces, the 6 of Brad Keselowski and the 11 of Denny Hamlin. And behind them is yet another super speedway driver, Michael McDowell, alongside Chase Elliott. Then you have the number 10 car of Noah Gragson and the 45 of Tyler Reddick. And behind them you have the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. and the 43 of Erik Jones. And behind them you have the 41 of Ryan Preece and the 3 of Austin Dillon. And behind them you have the 7 of Corey LaJoie and the 91 of Shane Van Gisbergen. And behind them you have the 21 of Harrison Burton and the 16 of AJ Allmendinger. Then you have the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 84 of Jimmy Johnson. Behind them is the 62 of Anthony Alfredo and Nick Sanchez in the 86. And rounding out the field today is Connor Daly in the 50. After 8 laps around this super speedway, we will have the starting lineup for the 2024 NASCAR Lionel Cup Series Daytona 500. But without further ado, let's go green flag racing at Daytona. Green flag is in the air as Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney lead us to the flag. Into turns 1 and 2 for the first time today. Our two open cars today are Nick Sanchez in the 86 and the 50 of Connor Daly for the Money Team and BK Motorsports respectively. Out of the final corner, the 48 of Alex Bowman will lead lap number 1. He's got Brad Keselowski pushing it, but a top lane forming now with Alex Bowman's teammate as Alex Bowman goes to the top to go with his teammate Chase Elliott in the 9. Third lane now cuts down to the middle lane as their top lane is falling back. The 3 gets into the outside wall, and the 84 of Jimmy Johnson on his side. Ryan Preece spins it back around on pit road. The caution will come out for the first time today on lap number 3. You see the 45 of Tyler Reddick there as well. Let's take another look. Looks to me like the 91 of Shane Van Gisbergen gets into the back of the 3 of Austin Dillon, and the 84 climbs over the side of Dillon. Nowhere for AJ Allmendinger to go. He ends up getting a little bit of damage in that too, but he's going to be able to drive away from that. The 84, 3, and 45 are the only cars that will be taken out in that wreck. As you can see, the 45 sort of pinballing off cars there into the 47. We'll have to see if the 47 of Stenhouse has any damage there. Here's one last look at it there as the 3 just gets a little tap, and that's how quickly things happen here. Obviously, the 91 of Shane Van Gisbergen, not experienced as some of these other drivers here, but no sweat, they'll brush it off. 3 cars out. Green flag is back in the air here onto lap number 5. 48 of Alex Bowman still in the lead with Ryan Blaney. These two started on the front run. They're still going, but they wreck behind them. The 47 of Stenhouse goes around, and then 62 of Anthony Alfredo is also caught up in this one. Let's take another look here. It looks like Stenhouse got put 3 wide on the outside. Possibly Harrison Burton going for a move, and he ends up getting turned into the 62 unsuspecting Beard Motorsports car, the 62 of Anthony Alfredo there. Unfortunate for him, but he'll be able to continue along with Stenhouse. Just unfortunate circumstances there for those two. Luckily, Anthony Alfredo already locked into the show. But we will be going back green with 2 laps to go here at Daytona. The 12 of Ryan Blaney and the 48 of Alex Bowman have been up here all day long. Let's see what they can do. Can they stay up here for the final 2 laps? Down the backstretch for the penultimate time today, a third line forming on that high side was Shane Van Gisbergen leading the charge. And now here comes Erik Jones, who pulled up to leave his Chevy teammate on board with Ryan Blaney coming through turns 1 and 2 for the final time today. Down the backstretch, will Erik Jones be able to pull even? Yes, he will. Coming out of into the final 2 corners, side by side. Down the front stretch, 3 wide. Erik Jones will win the second Daytona Duel. And it looks like Connor Daly will win the battle between the 2 open cars. And that means, unfortunately, Nick Sanchez will be going home. What a finish. A 3-wide battle to the line. Erik Jones, Ryan Blaney, and Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman already locked onto the front row for the Daytona 500. Here's that finish one more time. Eric Jones wins a 3 wide battle and will win Duel number 2.